Good morning, everyone. Today's class is a Reformer Pilates inspired workout. You need 2 sets of hand weights, a lighter and a heavier set. My lighter ones are 2.5. My heavier are 4 kgs, so 8 in total and 5 in total. And I also have a slider. Now, most of you probably won't have a slider. That's totally fine. You can use, if you are on a slippery floor or a wooden floor, you can use a tea towel or a t-shirt. If you are on a carpet, you would need something a little bit more glossy, like a frisbee, which you might also not have. So don't worry about those props. Yeah, if you do not have the slider in particular, I will show you how to modify. If you do not have hand weights, you can grab a couple of cans of food or water bottles, okay? So 2.5 kgs and 4 kgs. Come and lie down for me. It's a full body workout. We'll start with a warm up for the lower body, for the spine. So your Pilates rest position, feet are flat on the floor, hip width distance. Just pop your hands on your belly for now. Notice how you're feeling today. You might be doing this in the morning or after work. Just letting go of anything that you do not need in this moment. And allow yourself to really focus on your body and your breath. Obviously, keep breathing in any way that works for you today, but ideally it's an inhalation through the nose. And then exhale through the mouth, through pursed lips, as if you're blowing out a candle. And then at the base of the breath out, you want to draw the belly button and the space below the belly, so below the belly button, in between the pubic bone and your navel. You want to draw that space gently back to the spine, so you feel a little lifting up of the pelvic floor. And that is the engagement of your deep core muscles. So it's not a clenching, it's not too much. It's a very gentle lifting, and this is going to help you throughout your practice. If that doesn't resonate with you, just follow the breath in through the nose and out through your mouth. Now please pop your hands down next to your hips, palms down. We'll start with a hip twist. So imagine you are carrying a cup of coffee on the right knee. Your spine is neutral, so you only have space for a tiny blueberry underneath your mid-back. So you're not imprinting, you're not flaring through the ribs either. Draw the left knee towards the side, so away from the body, as you are rolling onto the outer edge of that left foot. You only go as far as you can keep your right hip grounding down. Then bring your left knee back to center. So hip twist, just nice and easy. Drop the leg to the side, bring it back to center. Now you should feel some sort of engagement through your core muscles as you are stabilizing the body. Yeah, you're stabilizing the pelvis, the lower part of your body, so that you're not lifting the right hip away from the floor. Now, if this feels easy, lift your left leg to tabletop, then drop the leg to the side as far as you can keep the right hip down, and then that left leg comes back to center. So it's a very subtle movement. Instantly, if you have lifted that left leg, you will notice that it's quite a bit harder, yeah? You might feel some stressing through the shoulders. If it helps you, pop your right hand on the right hip to keep that hip grounding down. So stabilizing through the pelvis, core muscles switching on. You're here for another 5. Now remember, this is your practice. If there is anything that doesn't work for you, please don't do it or modify. Last 3. Last 2. Try to keep those shoulders relaxed. Core is on. Last 1. Left knee back to center. Now kick your left leg long. Hover that foot about 10 centimeters away from the floor. Try not to flare through the ribs. Knee comes back in line with hip, tabletop. Push that leg out, point your toes, extend. Draw the leg back in as you flex your foot. So this is again core work, no flaring of the rib cage. I should not be able to slide a hand under your spine, especially as you lengthen that leg away from the body, okay? As you draw the leg back to center, so over your hip, you are working your hip flexor. Let's say that's the opposite of your glute, yeah, your sit bone. Excuse me. Let's go for another 5. Left leg to tabletop in 4. Try to relax your shoulders for me. Keep breathing. You have 3. There is 2. Give me 1 more. Left leg to tabletop. Draw little circles the size of a tennis ball on the ceiling for 5. Keep grounding and stabilizing the right side of your body. 4, 3, 2. Let's circle in the opposite direction. My tennis balls have become quite large, people. Let's make them a little smaller. Let's go for another 3, 2, and 1. Pop that foot down. Pause for a moment. Notice the difference between your left leg, your left hip, and the right. Before we do the other side, we'll go into a little glute bridge. I want you to walk your feet slightly closer to your sit bones. Keep your hands down. Take an inhale to prepare. As you exhale, imprint your spine. So squash that imaginary blueberry. Lift your hips to the ceiling so you're creating a long line from the knees to the shoulders. Now tuck your tailbone as you roll the spine down, vertebrae by vertebrae. So every single part of your spine touches down. Then you release at the bottom. Inhale. Exhale, you lift all the way up. A little faster now. Inhale on your way down. And exhale on your way up. Continuing here, I like to imagine that my spine is a pearl necklace and your vertebrae are the beads on that necklace. So bead by bead, vertebrae by vertebrae, you roll up and down, warming up the spine, the glutes, the hamstrings. Last 5. Then we'll go into that hip twist. On the other side, you have 4. Really nice to mobilize the spine. This one, 3. Good, 2. Give me 1 more. Lift your next one high. Press the palms down. Just a hold. Hug those floating ribs in. Gently squeezing through the glutes and energetically pulling the heels back to your sit bones as if you push your knees forward towards your toes. Notice the hamstrings. Last 3. Keep breathing. 2. Give me 1 more. And slowly roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Now windscreen wiper your legs from side to side just for a moment to release through the lower back. For 2. And for 1. All right, back to center. Cup of coffee on your left knee. So feet hip width distance. Coffee on the left knee, right leg, drop it away from the body. Keep the left hip down, draw the knee back to center. So the right leg moves to the side. Yeah, you're rolling onto the outer edge of the right foot and your left hip is grounding down. You should feel this through your abs. The hardest part of the exercise is your exhalation. So take a moment to notice what that is for you. I like to inhale as the leg drops and exhale on the way back. If this feels easy, lift that right leg to tabletop and continue those same movements, dropping the leg out, bringing it back to center. So your leg is at a 90-degree angle. This side may feel completely different, yeah, than your other side. So move mindfully, consciously, and keep your breath going. Press those palms down if you need to. You're here for another 5. We kick that right leg long in 4. Keep drawing the space between your pubic bone and your navel back to the floor. Last 2. All right, give me 1 more. Drop to the side, knee over hip. Now kick your right leg long, hover it above the floor, draw the knee back to center. So I'm pointing my toes as the right leg goes long. I'm flexing the toes back to the knee as I pull that leg in. So even though there's no resistance here, I'm just resisting gravity. Imagine you are pulling something heavy towards you with your knee, and you're pushing something heavy away from you with your foot. Let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, knee in line with hip, leg to tabletop circles, tiny tennis balls on the ceiling. Imagine there's a pen coming out of your knee. Let's go for another 3, 2. Good, last one. I'll rotate in the other direction for me for 5, 4, keep your core on. 3, try to soften the shoulders. 2, and last one, release. Good job. Shake it out if you need to. Grab your 2.5s or your lighter weights or your cans of food or whatever you have, but your lighter weights, so 1 to 2 to 3 even. Hug your elbows in towards the rib cage. Now, a few moments just to set ourselves up, okay? So feet hip width distance, knees to the sky, elbows hugging in. Your arms are at a 90 degree to begin with, and your palms are facing in. Now, the first thing you're going to do is you press your arms to the sky. So push those weights up, arms go long. You hover the elbows off the mat as you bend the arms. This might be your first option. Maybe this is where you stay. So exhale, press the weights up. Inhale to return. If you want more, you're going to lift your hips on the way up and you drop your butt down on the way down. So exhale on the way up, squeeze your bum, lengthen those arms, and then everything back to the floor. So it's a glute bridge with a robo press. So deliberately doing lighter weights because we're working the glutes as well as the spine, the hammies. We'll do 1 round like this. The second round, we'll do the heavier weights if you want to go there, and we'll do arms only. Let's go for another 5. In 4, holding it high. In 3. In 2. Good, give me 1 more. Lift your hips. Hold it there, arms to the sky, little pulses through your sit bones for 10. I just noticed half my head is off the mat. That's okay. Last 7. Squeeze, little hip dips up for 4. Squeeze your glutes. 3, 2. Last one, hold it high, 5, 4. Keep breathing. 3, 2. And 1, slowly release, bend the arms, drop those weights away. Grab your heavier weights if you do have them, or keep your lighter ones. And if you are like me and you're off the mat, shuffle yourself back down so that you're actually on the mat. Okay, second round, hips stay down, working arms only, all right? So starting with your robo press, elbows hugging in towards the body. Take an inhale to prepare. As you exhale, push those weights towards the sky. Inhale down, exhale up. Now, if you're full of energy or you have done this a million times before, you are welcome to stick with your robo press and your glute bridge, okay? So if you want, hips lift high as you push the weights up, and then you either hover your butt off the floor or you touch all the way down. Exhale on your way up, inhale on your way down. If you are doing your glute bridges as well as your arms, in a moment we go into a chest press and then a chest fly. So for those final movements with the arms, I want your sit bones down, please. Let's go for another 5. Your butt drops down in 4. Keep breathing. You have 3. Last 2. On your next one, keep your arms lifted. Just drop your butt back down. Now rotate your palms towards the knees. Elbows go wide as you bend the arms and extend back to the ceiling. So it's a chest press now. Elbows wide, inhale. Press it up, exhale. So if you have lighter or maybe even heavier weights, just notice how this feels for your torso, whether you want to flare the ribs as you bend the arms. And especially if you have heavier weights, you are stabilizing, of course, through the arms to keep your wrist in line with your elbow, with your forearm. So just watch those wrists for me, okay? Last 5. Arms go long in 4. 3. You have 2. Good. Last one. Arms to the sky. Rotate your palms in once more. Open your arms wide in a V shape for your flies. Exhale, hands together above your chest. Inhale, open. Exhale to close. So if you have the heavier ones, this is where it might become a little spicy. If you have the lighter ones, you are still working strength. Just keep the breath going. You're here for another 5 and 4. You have 3. Last 2. Give me 1 more. And slowly release. Drop those weights away from you. Carefully put them down. Hug your knees towards your chest, adjust for a moment. Maybe a little wiggle from side to side. From there, hands behind your knees for me. Lift your shoulders up and away from the floor. Hug your tummy in. And then find some momentum to rock and roll up and down the length of your spine. If this is not nice for you, then just come into a seat any other way. Otherwise, see if you can balance on your sit bones for a moment. Tuck the chin as you roll back down. Balance on your sit bones. Broaden through the chest as you do so. So you're working your core. Let's go for another 5. Keep breathing. 4. You have 3. Last 2. Good. On your next one, hold it there. Maybe arms reach forward. Breathe for 5, 4, 3. Are we loving life? 2 and 1. Cross your ankles. Come forward, tabletop position. Any sensitivity through the knees, please grab your knee pads if you have them, or some cushions underneath the knees. Let's take a few rounds of cat-cow. So as you inhale, really drop the belly deliberately down, broaden through the chest. As you exhale, you press the floor away, chin towards the chest. And again, inhale, you arch, you look forward. And exhale to round. Continue in your own time. It's always tough breathing out with your cat-cow, for me, with the mic, because I don't want to blow a gale in your ear. So if I'm quiet and hold my breath, you know why. But please keep going. Last 2 rounds. Once more. Now pull your hands back towards your knees just to find your high knees. Got to rearrange my pants. Grab your lighter weights. Stepping into your low lunge. So again, if you need a cushion, take a cushion underneath your right knee. 90-90 roughly with those legs. Make sure your feet are on train tracks so that you have stability. You can tuck your back toes if that feels nice. Now palms are forward. Roll the shoulders up and down your back. Reach those arms forward on an exhale. Inhale, they come down next to your hips. Exhale forward. Inhale to return. So you'll notice this through the shoulders, through the biceps. It's a controlled movement rather than using momentum. And there is a tiny, tiny micro bend through your elbows. Now, if you are doing yoga, if you do yoga, and you know your low lunge, your Anjaneyasana, I always talk about squeezing the glute of the back leg in this pose. So I want you to do that now as well. So imagine you're holding a pencil underneath the fleshy part of your right sit bone. It's going to help with stability, but also to open up that right hip flexor just a little bit to give it a stretch. On your next one, as those arms come forward, bend the elbows in for your offering. Inhale. Exhale forward. Inhale. And exhale. Try to keep your forearms parallel towards the floor. You're here for another 10 to 15 seconds. As you reach your arms forward, try not to lift the shoulders. So keep those shoulders down and away from your ears. In 3, those arms go long. In 2, on your next one, arms long, open them in a V shape, little circles, maybe a little bit bigger than your tennis balls. Let's go for 5. Your core is on. 4, 3, 2. Last one, rotate in the opposite direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, release. All right. Come down, kneeling position. Pop your weights down. Back forward for your tabletop. Now, option 1, you may like to stay here, okay? Draw the belly up and away from the floor. Yeah, my t-shirt might be hanging, but I'm drawing belly button up and away from the floor. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe your knees hover off the ground, but I'm going to show you first what your first layer would be. So sit your butt back on towards the heels, inhale, and then exhale, shoot yourself forward. Press the floor away. So even though your knees are on the floor, you're working your shoulders and your core. Inhale back, exhale forward. This is maybe where you'll stay, and that is perfectly okay. If you want a little bit more, your hands are underneath the shoulders as you shoot out in a plank. And then you bend your knees as you do your horizontal squat. So shoot forward, exhale, bend the knees, sit bones to the heels. Inhale back, exhale forward. Inhale, exhale. So your core is on the whole time, whether you have your knees on the floor or not. Press the floor away, micro bend through those elbows as if you are hugging your upper arms towards one another. Now keep looking down towards your thumbs. So the back of your neck is long. Let's go for 5, 4, working your full body here. 3, 2, good. Last one, shoot it forward, hold it there. If you have your knees on the floor, keep them there. Breathe. 5. Squeeze your butt if you're in your full plank. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a little child's pose, knees wide, big toes to touch, forehead touches down. When you're ready, look forward, pull yourself forward, tabletop. As you inhale, drop the belly down. This time as you exhale, push the floor away and see if you can come onto your fingertips. So you're creating cupcakes with your hands. Drop the palms down. As you inhale, look forward, lift your tail, and then exhale, chin to the chest, fingertips to the mat. Last one, inhale. This time as you exhale, fingertips, pull them back towards your knees, round up to your your low lunge, and grab your hand weights. Right foot steps forward this time. Oh, that was a good crack. Roll the shoulders up and back, palms are forward. Same thing, offering with your plow. So plow is first, arms forward, and slowly drop them down. So if you do Reformer Pilates, you may recognize this. It's when you're holding your straps and you reach the straps forward and you return them by your side. What is your left buttock doing? Can you squeeze that glute? Find your stability. Nice and controlled. Now, if the weights at any point become too much, then please just drop your weights. You can go lighter if you have anything lighter, or just move body weight only, okay? Let's go for 5, 4, keep breathing, 3, you have 2, awesome work, last one, forward, bend the elbows, offering in, and then exhale out. Inhale, exhale. I hope you are feeling the burn. I am feeling the burn. Let's go for 3. Arms go long in 2. Let's do one more full round. We can do this. Now the next one, arms go long, hold it there. Out into your V, just a hold, no circles. Go to your happy place for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Good job. Pop your weights down. Find your tabletop position. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Tuck your toes and shift up into a downward facing dog. So hips high. Bend your knees a lot, as much as you need to. Down dog, squeeze imaginary tennis balls underneath your armpits. Now this feels quite nice, so let's pedal the down dog for a moment, bending one knee at a time. Keep pressing the floor away from you. Now option 1, you can stay here. You can also go to a child's pose. Option 2, from your down dog, just shift your weight back forward so your shoulders are over your wrists. Hover your knees a centimeter or 2 off the ground, and then pike back to your downward facing dog. Let's do that about 5 to 10 more times. So just go nice and slow, go in your own time. Inhale, exhale. Inhale to hover, exhale to push it back. Now your core is on, especially when you hover those knees. If it becomes too much for you at any time, you can always drop the knees. Let's go for another 2. On your next one, when you pike to your down dog, hold it there and slowly walk your hands to your feet. Then tuck and roll, just standing vertebrae by vertebrae, and your head lifts last. All right, when you get there, roll the shoulders up and down for 3, for 2, for 1, roll them forward for 3, for 2, and for 1. Okay, grab your hand weights. I'm gonna go heavy, and grab your slider. Now, if you do not have the slider, you can do body weight, or you can do a tea towel, like I said, and then your hand weights. Now your hand weights are optional. If you are still working through your balance or your balance feels a little off today, you can grab a chair to hold on to as well. Now, the first thing we're going to do, that left foot, step on your slider or your t-shirt or tea towel. Your right foot is firmly planting down on the mat, weights in either hands. Now, if you do not have a slider, all you're going to do is you're going to step back into a lunge and you're going to step back forward, okay? So step back lunge, arms are straight, step back forward. If you do have your slider, you're going to do the same movement, but with sliding that leg away. So the right knee does the same, the left leg goes long, then you push into your right heel to slowly come to standing. So you tip the body forward like a scooter, and then you slowly return, keep that left heel lifted. Now this is optional with the weights, yeah, you can always grab onto a chair if you need to. So if you do Reformer Pilates, this would be when you stand at the top of your machine and you push the carriage out. Or maybe you stand on a box next to the machine and you push the carriage out. Now in 5, we're adding on with the arms. In 4, watch that front knee, yeah, it shouldn't cave in towards the big toe. Squeeze that right glute on your way up. Last 2, adding a bicep curl. Last 1. Now the next time you come forward, you stand up, give me a little hammer curl or bicep curl, bend the arms, weights towards the floor as you scooter away. Only about 8 to 7 to 8 reps of these. That was 3. You're going to hold your scooter or your 90-90 lunge if you do not have a slider in 5. In 4, so control this movement, yeah, your core is on. Last 3. Last 2. Now your next one, find your scooter, hold it there. Now bend your back knee in, push that slider back. So in and out for 10. If you're in your 90-90 lunge, you can just step forward and back. You are here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold it there. If you don't have the slider, you are holding your 90-90 lunge, okay? Let's go for 5, 4, just a hold, 3, 2, and release. Oh my God, my butt. Now, drop those weights just for a moment. Take one hand to your belly, the other on top or above it. Close your eyes. Feel the burn in your butt. Notice how your body feels, how your breath is going. Notice where your mind is going. Gently open your eyes. Grab your weights once more. Actually, grab one of your heavy weights or your lighter weights. Standing with your feet slightly wider than your hips before we do the other side. Elbows are in. You're holding your weight on either side. Relax the shoulders. Now the first thing you're going to do is squat down and then press that weight up towards the ceiling. So you squat down, press it up, okay? Now we're going to add on. The next time you press it up, hold it there. Bend your knees slightly, 2 tricep presses, and then squat back down. So 1 squat, up, 2 tricep presses, 1 and 2, you squat back down. As you do your triceps, try not to lift the shoulders. Core is on. That doesn't feel nice for the shoulders, then all you're going to do is your squats and your shoulder press. Now, if you've done this a million times, you can always go heavier with your weights. Just be very, very mindful. Listen to your body. Let's go for another 5. As you do those triceps, keep those elbows hugging in. Yeah, do not let them flare out. You have 4. Keep the breath going. Last 3. Good. You have 2 after this. And then, I'm so sorry, we're going to pulse. Last 2. Almost there, guys. On your next one, give me 1 more. Tricep 1. Tricep 2. Sink down. Little pulses in your squat. Relax those shoulders. Tummy is on. Weight is in your heels. Yeah, maybe lift your toes. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Woo, nice. Grab your weights, your sliders, or at least 1 slider. So for those who do not have the slider, like I said, you can step back into your 90-90 and then step forward. And when we do the scooters, so where the back foot comes in and out, you can do the same if that works for you, or you can just keep stepping back into your 90 and step forward, okay? All right, right foot, slider, roll the shoulders up and down, tummy is on, stabilize through the left foot, slowly bend your left knee as you slide away, and then slowly bring that leg back forward. So you tip the body forward, long line from the crown of the head to the right heel. Watch your front knee, do not let it cave in. And as you pull your weight forward, really squeeze your left butt cheek. I love saying butt cheek. I don't know why. All right, let's go for another 5. We're adding on with that hammer curl or bicep curl. So hammer curl means your palms stay facing one another. Last 3. This side feels a lot heavier, guys. I don't know about you. Woo, 2. On your next one, as you pull your weight forward, you come to standing. Give me a hammer curl. Slowly release the arms down as you slide away. Oh my God, my ass is on fire. Let's go for another 5. Nice and slow. Control your movement. Rest if you need to. If you do not have the weights, you can hold on to a chair. Last 3. Keep engaging through your core. You have 2. Nice. On your next one, scoot away, hold it there. Either you tap your right foot forward and back, or you slide that slider in. You're holding those weights. You are here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Give me 1 more. Slide away. Hold it there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and come out. Okay. That sofa looks so inviting right now, but let's stretch it out. If you do have a chair or somewhere you can sit on, grab your chair. If you want a little bit of a balance challenge, you can also hold onto a chair, but take that left ankle to the right knee. Karate chop your hip flexors, sit your butt back, and then very gently stretch your left glute. So from the side, it looks like this. All right, big breaths. Inhale, nose. Exhale, nose. So you hung out in your sympathetic nervous system, which is great. Yeah, you need that when you do your exercises, or at least this type of work. But now recenter yourself, calm your body back down with your yogi breath in through the nose and out through your nose. Let's go one more big breath here. Inhale. Stay for your exhale. Slowly come out, and then other side, yeah? So you can balance, you can sit on a chair or a sofa. Right ankle, left knee, flex those hips, sink back down, get your glute stretch. So from the side, it looks like this. So even though I'm stretching and I'm folding forward, notice my spine, yeah? It should still be quite straight. If you sit on a chair, maybe just having the right ankle on top of the knee is enough for you. Maybe you gently want to fold forward over your legs. Play around with your stretch. Good. Slowly come out. Interlace your hands behind your lower back, so you're squeezing the shoulder blades. Notice the stretch through the body, through the upper chest. Maybe this is where you stay, yeah? If this is enough for you, you get a good stretch through the front. Otherwise, reach the hands away from the body. Imagine you are squeezing a pen between the shoulder blades. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. One more inhale. Stay, exhale. Release. Roll the shoulders up and down once. Then interlace the palms in front of you. Press the palms away. Bend your knees. Push an imaginary wall away as you press your shoulders to the back of the room. Then chin towards your chest. Now as you inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Relax the shoulders. And exhale to release. Once more. Roll them up and down. Press the palms away. Chin towards your chest. Arms to the sky. Relax the shoulders. Inhale here and then exhale to release. If you need any other stretches, please do them. Quad stretch is always a good one. So you can, again, balance, pull one heel towards you. You can also do some more arm stretches. Let's not cover the microphone. So just notice what feels right for your body. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Drink enough water, maybe grab some magnesium, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye.